Good evening. My name is Jeff McElravy, Principal at Tecton Architects, and I'm here tonight to review with you Article 16I, Solar Canopies and Systems at the Police Station. Just a brief look at what we're going to be talking about. First, we'll review the project timeline, how we got to where we are today, and we'll take a look at the site plan, and then the exterior elevations and some renderings so you can understand the scope of what we're looking at. And then we'll review the opinion of probable costs. So starting in January of 2022, we have thus far been to 7 permanent building committee meetings, 9 historic district commission meetings, and 3 select board meetings discussing the solar canopies at the police station and refining the design per the direction of these bodies. More detailed look, you can see that we actually began the discussion back in 2019, in the summer of 2019, when we first saw the draft integrated design policy and had our first meeting with the Sustainable Lexington people. That policy was adopted in October 7th of 2019, and the police station was continuing through its production until we came upon a pause, in part because the community wanted to have a conversation about the future of policing, but also in part because of the pandemic. But ultimately in 2021, special town meeting funds were approved to begin investigating conceptual designs for the solar canopies. Immediately after that, our engineering team was working to produce the first energy model. And why that's important is because the energy model gives us an estimate of the electricity utilization for the new police station. We need that utilization to help determine what is the area of canopy that would be required to reach the net zero goal, which the integrated design policy states that we should strive to reach net zero for new construction. Beginning in January of 2022, we had our initial meetings with the Public Building Commission Committee and the Historic District Commission and the Select Board. And at that time, we were throwing out initial ideas about how we might approach a canopy design that was suitable for existing in the Historic District. From then on until over the summer, we had several meetings with our HDC liaison as we refined our design ideas and started narrowing in on some possibilities. Beginning in September of 2022, we began meeting monthly with the Historic District Commission as we explored new design ideas, and then periodically with the Select Board, and also continuing having meetings with the Public Building Committee. So that brings us to where we are today. That you can see all of the bubbles indicating the various meetings that I talked about on the prior slide. A quick look at the opinion of probable cost for this project. We did run a number of estimates on some of the hard costs for this project already. So there's a number of pieces that make up this overall project. The first one is the canopy structure itself, which is the structural steel, as well as the solar panels and the inverters that support the power system. So that cost came in at $1.9 million, $1.981 $400,000. The rooftop solar panels came in at $95,200. We are planning on incorporating battery storage as part of this project. That means that even when the weather conditions or nighttime occurs, that we are storing the power from the solar panels for use later. Those batteries are estimated at $450,000. And then because a portion of this work will be separated out and be performed by the contractor that's currently building the police station, we have a separate category for all of our underground work, which would include the building foundations and any conduits back and forth between the solar canopy and the police facility and its utility structure. So that comes in at about $403,000. So total hard construction costs, $2,930,100. We do have a couple contingencies on there. There's estimating contingency because we are still reasonably early in the design process. So there may be some things added as we go along. There's an escalation allowance in anticipation that we continue to see a pretty significant escalation in construction costs. So we're carrying that out until fall of this year. And then an owner's contingency for any unforeseens that come up during the construction process. So we are looking at a total project cost of $3.4 million. And with that, I thank you for your attention. So again, the appropriation is Article 16I, appropriate $3,400,000 to be used for purchase, installation, and systems to support photovoltaic panels, PV panels, on the roof and a freestanding structure adjacent to the police station. Thank you and good evening.